All right, let's go. On a Saturday, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Where is YouTube? Let me look at myself. It's like looking in a mirror. All right, this is Wall Street Sizing Up. We're glad you're here, guys. My name is Mark Maddox. I run stocktrade.tips. It is a website, but it's more of a community. That's right, community. You hear it all the time, but we truly are. We've got about 270 members in our Telegram channel. We talk about stocks. We talk about crypto. We just had a question today. We talked about real estate, or I answered where he could find some more information. A good real estate site with a newsletter and videos, REI Tipster. It seems like the markets they're hitting new highs. In fact, I think 1999 we had like 66 new highs, might be even more than that. And this year we've had like over 50. So they think that we'll probably beat the 1995 record of all-time highs. But the issue with that is that nobody feels it, right? We typically trade, if you're in growth stocks or meme stocks, those are typically on the Russell, right? And we're just not seeing it. The average NASDAQ stock is down 28%. The average NASDAQ 100 is down 10%. The NYSE, the average stock is down 17%. So really, it's just about the top 20% of stocks are really performing, and that's why it's hitting the highs, and that's all your FANG stocks. So just want to talk about that. It looks like the meme stocks peaked in February, March. Cyclicals, I don't know, man. They peaked maybe in May, right? So that's kind of what we're feeling right now. So what we're going to do, and it's showtime. We're going to talk about. I couldn't find any really dark pool trades that I could correlate to good option flow or call option flow, if you would. I'm getting some questions. This guy is bullshit. Yep, I'm complete bullshit. Right, this is dead. Totally. All right, so, but you know what, Toby? I like it. I like doing this. My guys like to see this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do, again, didn't find any dark pool trades. Did find two insider trades. I did like, there were a lot, in fact, on Friday. Actually, a lot that came in after the bell. In fact, a lot that came in after 7 p.m. Eastern time. So those wouldn't be reflected in after hours trading, which was going to be low volume no matter what. So we've got two. And with that, let's get the party started and let's go to it. All right, so on the screen we use Open Insider. People often ask on TikTok where I've got, hey, Toby, 40,000 people that follow me. This is Open Insider. I get asked all the time where I find these. You can, we also look at Fintel. You can dig deeper on Fintel. Also use quite a few others. There's hedge mind. I use them as well, but that's more on the hedgy side, if you would. All right, so CRCT, we've talked about them before. About a week ago, we've actually talked about QME before, but we're going to start off today with Kohu, and you can see the little chart there. Traded on Friday, right? You had this president and CEO. We always want to look closely at the CEOs who are sizing up. They sized up on Friday at 31.22. If you go in here, though, the thing that I saw is there was actually two, and one we missed. One was a director on the 12th, and then you had the CEO on the 13th, right? So let's go look at them real quick. So what has happened here, clearly, it's a slightly down channel pattern. And I was trying to figure out what happened here on August the 12th. And I'll get here in a second, because I started looking at news. I really didn't see a lot. But clearly when when he traded, it has broke the lower base trend line, which it kept retesting and retest. So at some point, when you continue to retest trend lines, it's going to break. Just like when you retest, you know, the upward trend lines, they're eventually going to break, right? And you'll see a breakout. Well, we saw what I like to call a breakdown, and it's essentially a buy in the dip, because what happened was, if you look at the stock, it's really not memed up. It does have a smaller-ish float, right? 130 million in income. Sorry, yeah, 820 million in revenue, 130 million in income. Just want to get that right. There's no divvy on this one. No real high short interest, but right there, August 12th, downgraded by Goldman from neutral to sell from 37 to 30. So if we look at the price at 31, so essentially what I think she's doing, one of two things. She really believes in the stock, right? Which, if we look back at the buy, you know, it's 1%, right? But it's still a $100,000 buy, right? You're not looking to lose money on 100K. And then the director for sure is not looking to lose money, because typically they don't have as much money or don't make as much money as the CEOs, even if they sit numerous boards. That being said, this is what's happening. She wanted to show strength, but I think she wants to make some money here. And this thing does bounce around quite a bit, but I wanted to show you on the VIG IO charts. So they're sitting at 31.21. Look at this. So 31.21 right here. Let me get her, just line it up right about here. So you can see it has got a straight path right back up to, until it really starts to have to chew through 33.50. 33.50, and again, that's probably right at the resistance, which it is. Well, it's a little bit more than the next resistance, but yeah, I could see 33.50 really easy for this stock. So that is COHU, and they are, and this is key, semiconductor, a semiconductor, and they're the equipment makers for semis. Semis are down. Clearly, we know, so, the supplies of semis are down. It's because they can't get rare earth, right? And that's a real issue. Next up, so also did a tip ranks on COHU. Check this out. We got 6 buys. We got 1 sell. Price targets, the low is 30. The mid is 47, and the high is 61. So I like this stock. Now, for this is tipranks.com. It's free. You can use it. I do quite a bit. It gives you the bank analyst. It gives you a lot more as well. But the average is 47. So, but this is for 1 year though, guys. This is not for like next week, right? All right. Next up. So this insider buy, and again, there's some good ones in here, and we can go through those, but not going to keep you all that long because there were a lot. I like this SRGA. Look at this. There were 2. There's one director, sized up for $52,000. Now get this. It's a penny stock, a true penny stock. 95. It's 95 cents, right? Is what he bought out. Then we had the chairman of the board. I'm sorry, the CEO sized up at 93. But here's the thing. He bought $1 million plus 64% of larger position. That is true conviction. So we start looking at that, right? And again, down wedge breaks the down wedge, right? And just completely falls off the map. And there's some news in here. Well, right here, they announced a dilution event. That'll do that, especially when you need cash, right? So they had to raise cash. They didn't go with the bond route. I don't know why. Maybe they're just not a very well-known medical device, a manufacturer of medical devices. But they didn't go the bond route. They did a $50 million dilution, and we'll get to that just in a second. So I started looking at the company. Really not high short interest. It's got a 100 million share float. Sales are about 100 million as well, but they're losing about 184 million. So, but again, in medical devices and biotech, really not a big deal, right? You can see they did second on the 6th. They did the results and the earnings, and that's what we're going to get to. And they were actually fairly good. They beat on revenue. They beat expectations, is what I'm saying here. They beat on revenue. They beat on adjusted EBITDA loss of 8.5 compared to 21.4 in 2020. They submitted to the FDA for their Holo digital surgery platform, and then they had to include the $50 million in direct offering that they offered. So I'm like, so what's wrong with this? And then I saw it. Company has revised its outlook. They revised their outlook for for second half of the year, for the full year. They had revenue in the range from 95 to 100 million. That's what they revised to, which is down from $102 million. And so they keep slipping the wrong way. So this is what's happened. Two directors sized up. Clearly, this is a buying zone. The volume is here as well. They traded 5 million shares on Friday. There's the 91 cent. Clearly, I'll show you why I think they can move up. They're at let's just be clear. They're at 91 cents is where the CEO bought. Right about here. Let me kind of get this. So this is on the daily chart, guys. So 91, it's about right here. So it doesn't have a lot to chew through until you start getting to about 107. And then if you can, and that's where, again, all the resistance sits. It's pretty funny. That's how you see it. So there's a lot of supply, but I see this going to 107. And boy, if you can clear 115, you're going to chew all the way through to 130, 135, right? So that's kind of where I see it, 115, which is about a 15 to 20% bump. So, and I could see that fairly quickly, probably this next week. After hours, the stock was shot up. When a CEO buys $1 million worth of their stock, boom, it's shot up, and that's what we like to see. So, all right. I wanted to show you guys, let's talk a little bit about crypto here, right? So, this is Bitcoin. I was doing some research on winners and losers, but here's the thing. Clearly, we know anything above 30K, you got to get bullish on Bitcoin, right? Simple. I told you last week, too, anything above $1.40 on Cardano, you got to get bullish. Cardano sits at 218 right now. Pretty good. Bitcoin sits at 48. So, or 46. It did go to 48 last night. Woke up to that. Thank you very much. Loving this. Some of you new guys don't know. I've been in Bitcoin since I've known about it since 2012. I really didn't start trading it until about 2013. And clearly, I wish I'd have bought more. We all do. But here's the thing that I saw on Bloomberg, and I want to get this right. So, Bloomberg had an article yesterday, late yesterday, it came out. So, this is that, so we all know clearly, you can see on the page here, crypto's surging. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Doge is surging as well. Here's the thing. We are entering with all of these cryptos and even the shit coins, even the altcoins, right? This is the lowest leverage that we have had since literally Bitcoin was at 17 to 20,000. In fact, there's almost no leverage at all right now. So what I'm saying here is that the 8.6 billion of the shorts were wiped out when we started this surge I'd say about 2 weeks ago. maybe 10 days ago, right? And this is key, right? Because what you're going to have here is you get zero leverage and it continues to go up. So that's a lot of retail. And then when you have the big whales and you've got the institutional investors rolling in, guess what they use? Leverage. That's right. So, I mean, we're almost at 50K with no leverage, right? So when the leverage kicks in, Bloomberg even had several people's thoughts on when the leverage kicks in and how high we can go. Price targets between 85,000 and well over 100,000. I want to let you know that. If you're not in Bitcoin, I understand, but the altcoins are going to pump with Bitcoin too. Clearly, they follow Bitcoin. They certainly follow Ethereum. So wanted to let you know about that. Also, want to let you know I read something that nobody's even talking about. BNTX, right? BioNTech, right? They developed the Pfizer. They co-developed the Pfizer. I believe it was Pfizer. The Pfizer vaccine. So all of the Greek variants, they should have a vaccine for all of the Greek variants of not available, but submitted to the FDA for emergency use. I'm hearing within 2 weeks. Okay, so and let me just state this. So the Delta variant, we're all worried about it. I get it. My family is too. Actually, half my family isn't, half my family isn't. But here's the deal. Tom Lee comes on. I see the governors of the lower states. I've seen doctors talk about this, but you won't see it on mainstream media. In India, the Delta variant peaked in 50 days. In Great Britain, it peaked in 45 days. Guess what they're seeing in Florida? It's literally plateauing right now. Texas is probably about 2 weeks behind Florida. So we're seeing this rise, but it's kind of turning over just like a stock would. So that's where the Delta. But what I'm telling you here is long BNTX. It's a very expensive stock though. It's done very, very well this year. BNTX. You also want to look at RA Capital, a biotech firm, sized up on a biotechnology company that we really like as well. EYPT. You want to look at EYPT as well. What else do I have for us today? If you want to stick around, I'm going to show you how to find the next three bagger for, and I think I did this before, but I want to do it one more time. The next three bagger over the next year, right? So let's do that really quick. I just did this on my TikTok this week. It got like 12,000 views, right? And still climbing right now. But 12,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but it's funny. My stock picks, or really my insider research showing, hey, this is what the insiders are trading or the dark pools are on TikTok. Sometimes I'll get 7,000. Sometimes I'll get 50,000. 3 times in the past month, I've got over 150,000 people watching those. So great. It's great to see that. Before I get there, let's look what's going on swaggy stocks, because we often see a good correlation here. SESN pumped on Friday. Spirit pumped pretty late. Atosa's there. Wish. Did a little research on Wish. Real issues here. Real issues on membership numbers and on earnings numbers, revenue. In fact, I think I pulled it up in, I'm going to see, here's us talking about stocks. So this is the actual Telegram channel here. I checked out, then checked back in. You might want to look at CSV as well. Cardano's become the third largest crypto. Kind of talked about that. There's EYPT. We are alerted on. What else do we have here? This is the power hour. Didn't have a lot of rockets on Friday, which kind of stunk, but that's okay. Trying to figure out. There's Catapult. Well, it's not. That's not what I'm looking for. But anyway, point is that Wish is having a lot of problems. I'm very bearish on Wish now. Now, not to say they won't pump, because they are a true meme stock. So a couple of retail big whales get together and boom, it would pump. So moving up, just in eyeballing this, PPBBT is moving up. Apple's moved up too, and DSCR continues to move up as well. All right, let's go to how do we find the 3 baggers over the next year, right? The 3X. How are we going to 3X? Well, you're going to find them in the mid caps. That's 2 billion to about 35 billion. That's the new mid caps, right? And you're going to find them in, so that's where you want to go to market. I'm on finviz.com. You want to go to screener. Then you want to go to the all tab, right? Market cap over 2 billion, but you don't want to go, you want to stay under the 35 billion, just like I said. Sales growth, this is very subjective. I would go over 10% at least, right? I do over 20% here, and there's 36. We can change it. We can go over 10%, and that changes it quite a bit to 60 more companies. But here's the key here. You want to only go below 5% of its all-time high. You'd like it to be optional, not a big one. Shares outstanding, you can go any here. So it's a very easy scan. But here's the key, right? So I do it by industry here, and you want to find the companies that are going to scale. Your cloud, your D2C, your tech, your biotech, right? That's what you want to look here, right? And so if you go down here and you see here's software and infrastructure, great. ZS, Box, FTNT would not make it. It's $49 billion market cap, would not make it. So, and you can run these scans every 2 weeks, and the ones that continually stay on the list are the ones that you want to get in long term. That's the key. So let's keep going here. MIME, NEWR, New Relic. We've seen them pump. In fact, SN, that's a big one. We wouldn't do that one. SPCT, PFPT is a good one. That one, I believe, will be the next $100 million company. So that would from where it's at now, would do a 10x. SSNC, STMP, which is pumped before, that one would do a 20x, right? So that's how you find them though, right? Now you can get in here and do a little bit more work, right? If you want to make sure the volume's there, here's the market cap. So you want to stay under 35 billion, and you're just under the right here. But again, you want to stay in the cloud, the biotech, the D2C, just straight up tech. Really, that's how you're going to find at least a 3 banger, sometimes 10, sometimes 5, whatever it is. That's how you do it, and I wanted to let you guys know that. So that's all I have for this morning. I've gone way too long, but I appreciate you guys jumping on here with me this morning. My thoughts on IDEX. Mercy, I don't have an opinion on IDEX. I haven't studied it enough. But I tell you what, if you jump into the Telegram channel, which is stocktrade.tips, or there's a link on YouTube here. Clearly, we can look at IDEX for you. So with that said, man, appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Watch your 6. Go hard in the paint. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.